Her work continues through William and Harry, through charities she supported, through people she inspired. Diana gone 27 years as of 2024, but her impact still here. Walk through Kensington Palace today. You can see the staterooms where Diana entertained, the gardens where she walked, some of her rooms, limited access, her dresses, exhibitions. But you can't see Diana. She's not there. The palace is beautiful, well-maintained, tourist-friendly, active royal residence. William and Catherine and their children bring life, but Diana's absence, palpable. People still leave flowers at the gates sometimes. August 31st every year, anniversary of her death. Random days when someone remembers someone who loved her. The palace is haunted, not by ghosts, by memory. Memory of shy bride moving in, 1981. Suffering princess trapped inside, 1981 to 1992. Separated woman finding herself, 1992 to 1996. Free woman finally happy, 1996 to 1997. Empty rooms after she left, August 30, 1997. Sea of flowers after she died, September 1997. Kensington Palace survived. Diana didn't. And that's the tragic story. If you were moved by this story of the princess we loved, the fairy tale that failed, and the moment, August 31st, 1997, when the world stopped, please like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments, where were you when you heard Diana died? What do you remember? How did it affect you? Kensington Palace stands today, beautiful, grand, royal. But Diana is gone, taken too soon, just when she was finally free. August 31st, 1997, 27 years ago. We still remember. We'll never forget. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next investigation. Remember July 29th, 1981? The wedding. Diana in that dress, 25 feet of ivory silk taffeta trailing behind her. The glass coach, St. Paul's Cathedral, 750 million people watching worldwide. The kiss on the balcony. We believed in fairy tales that day. We were wrong. For those of us over 45, we didn't just watch Diana's story, we lived through it. We watched the shy kindergarten teacher become a princess. We watched the fairy tale marriage crack and shatter. We watched her trapped in a gilded cage called Kensington Palace. And we watched her die, August 31st, 1997, just when she was finally free. Kensington Palace wasn't tragic. It's still standing, still beautiful, still home to royals. But Diana's life there, that was tragic. This is the story of the palace that became a prison, the fairy tale that was a lie from the beginning, the princess who smiled for cameras while suffering behind closed doors, and the moment, August 31st, 1997, when the world stopped. If you're drawn to stories about the people we loved, the moments that shaped our generation, and the truth behind the images we believed, please like and subscribe. Let's begin not in 1981, but centuries earlier, with the palace where Diana would live, love, suffer, and ultimately leave forever. Kensington Palace didn't start as a palace. It started as a country house. 1605, Sir George Coppin builds Nottingham House on the outskirts of London. Location, Kensington, then a small village, separated from London by fields and farms. Purpose, private estate, country retreat, modest by aristocratic standards. Over decades, ownership changes hands. Various nobles own it, expand it slightly. Nothing remarkable, just a house. Until 1689. 1689, a new king needs a new home. King William III and Queen Mary II, joint monarchs after the Glorious Revolution, have a problem. The problem? Whitehall Palace, official royal residence in central London, on the River Thames, damp, foggy. William has severe asthma. The damp air makes him ill. He needs somewhere healthier. The solution? Buy a house outside London, clean air, countryside. Nottingham House fits perfectly. 1689, William and Mary purchase Nottingham House. They hire Christopher Wren, England's greatest architect, design St. Paul's Cathedral. Instructions: expand and transform it into a royal palace. 1689 to 1694, major construction. What Wren builds? New wings, expanding the house significantly, staterooms for official functions, King's Gallery, Presence Chamber, private apartments for the royal family, orangery for growing citrus trees, fashionable luxury, gardens, formal landscaping. The house becomes Kensington Palace. December 1694. Queen Mary II dies. Smallpox, age 32. William continues living at Kensington Palace alone. 1702. William III dies. Riding accident complications. Kensington Palace passes to next monarch. For 58 years, Kensington Palace is the primary royal residence. Not Buckingham Palace, didn't become primary residence until 1837. Not Windsor Castle, secondary residence. Kensington Palace. Monarchs who lived there. Queen Anne, 1702 to 1714, expanded palace further. Died at Kensington Palace, 1714. King George I, 1714 to 1727, added more staterooms. Kensington Palace, center of government. King George II, 1727 to 1760, last monarch to use Kensington Palace as primary residence, died there, 1760. 1760, George III becomes king. He prefers Buckingham House, later Buckingham Palace. Kensington Palace becomes secondary residence for junior royals, not monarchs. Kensington Palace houses princes and princesses, not kings and queens, royal children, extended royal family, multiple families living in separate apartments, like a royal apartment building. Still royal, still grand, but not the palace. Until 1981, when a young woman named Diana moved in, and Kensington Palace became the most famous royal residence in the world. July 1, 1961, Diana Frances Spencer is born. Sandringham, Norfolk, on Queen's Estate, her family rented Park House. Diana's family, the Spencers, ancient aristocratic family. Father, John Spencer, Viscount Althorp, later 8th Earl Spencer. Mother, Frances Spencer, niece Roche. Not commoners, as often reported, but not royal. High aristocracy, but outside the royal circle. Diana's childhood. Early years, 1961 to 1967, happy enough. 1967, parents divorce. Traumatic for Diana, age 6. Custody battle, father wins, mother leaves. Diana and siblings raised by father and nannies. Diana grows up. Shy, insecure, struggled academically, felt stupid. Kind, loved children, animals. Tall, eventually 5'10". Beautiful, but didn't know it yet. 1977, Diana's father inherits earldom, becomes 8th Earl Spencer. Diana becomes Lady Diana Spencer, courtesy title. Family moves to Althorp, Spencer Ancestral Estate, Northamptonshire. 1978 to 1979, Diana finishes school. No university, didn't have the grades, moves to London, gets an apartment, 18th birthday gift from her parents, Coleherne Court, Earl's Court. Gets a job, kindergarten teacher, Young England kindergarten. Earns $5 an hour. Lives, modest life, shares apartment with roommates, works with children, quiet. Summer 1980. Diana's life changes. She's invited to a country house party. Prince Charles is there. Charles Philip Arthur George, Prince of Wales, heir to the throne. Age 32. Never married. Under immense pressure. Need an heir, need a wedding, getting too old to be single. Charles's love life. He loves Camilla Parker Bowles, née Shand. Fell in love 1970-1971. Wanted to marry her. Royal family said no, not suitable, not aristocratic enough, not virgin, had a past. Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles, 1973. Charles, heartbroken. Dated many women, 1970s. None stuck. Summer 1980, Charles meets Diana at country house party. Diana, 19 years old, shy, sweet, virginal, crucial to royal family. Charles, intrigued. She's different from sophisticated women he usually dates. What the public saw: whirlwind romance, fairy tale prince meets innocent maiden, perfect match. What really happened, revealed later. Charles was in love with Camilla the entire time. He never stopped. Diana was chosen because virgin, required for future queen. Young, malleable, could be molded into royal role. Aristocratic, suitable bloodline. Sweet disposition, wouldn't cause trouble. Not because Charles loved her. But in 1980-1981, we didn't know this. We saw the fairy tale. November 1980 to February 1981, Courtship. Media frenzy, paparazzi chase Diana constantly. Diana, overwhelmed but handles it gracefully. Public falls in love with her. Shy, sweet, girl-next-door quality, despite aristocratic background. February 6, 1981, Charles proposes. Diana, 19 years old. Charles, 32 years old. She says yes. February 24, 1981, engagement announced. Famous interview. Reporter, are you in love? Diana, of course. Charles, whatever in love means. We laughed. We thought Charles was being charmingly awkward. We didn't realize he was telling the truth. He didn't know what being in love meant because he wasn't in love with Diana. July 29, 1981. St. Paul's Cathedral, London. The world stops. The numbers? 750 million people watch worldwide, largest TV audience in history at that time. 3,500 guests attend in person. 600,000 people line streets of London. Diana's dress? Designed by David and Elizabeth Emanuel. Fabric? Ivory silk taffeta and antique lace. Train? 25 feet long, the longest in royal history. Details? 10,000 pearls and sequins hand-embroidered. Cost? £9,000, equivalent to about £37,000 today, about $46,000. The ceremony? Diana walks down aisle, 3.5 minutes. The aisle is very long. She's shaking, visible on camera. She gets Charles's name wrong, calls him Philip Charles instead of Charles Philip. Nerves. He gets the vows wrong, says thy goods instead of my worldly goods. We thought it was charming. Young couple, nervous, in love. After ceremony, glass coach procession through London, crowds cheering, Diana waving, smiling. Buckingham Palace balcony, the kiss. Charles and Diana kiss in front of the world. We cheered. We believed in fairy tales that day. We believed in happily ever after. We believed Diana was the luckiest woman in the world. She wasn't. After honeymoon, Charles and Diana move into Kensington Palace. Their apartments, numbers 8 and 9. Location, northwest side of Palace. Size, over 20 rooms. Largest private residence in Kensington Palace. The apartments include staterooms, drawing room, formal entertaining, dining room, reception rooms. Private quarters, bedrooms, separate, Charles insisted from the start. Bathrooms, dressing rooms, studies. Staff areas, kitchens, staff bedrooms, service rooms. Nursery wing, added later for William and Harry. Decoration, Diana's input, finally some control over her life. She hires Dudley Poplack, a South African designer. Style, elegant but comfortable, soft colors, fresh flowers everywhere. Diana loves flowers, brings life to the palace formality. August 1981, Diana moves in. Age, 20. New bride, new princess, new home. Should be happiest moment of her life. It isn't. What the public saw? Beautiful young princess, glamorous life, perfect marriage, fairy tale. What was really happening? Diana was drowning. The bulimia. Diana developed bulimia nervosa, an eating disorder, binge eating, then purging. When it started? Before the wedding, stress, pressure, Charles's coldness. Got worse after wedding. How it worked, Diana would eat normal meals or sometimes binge, then make herself vomit in palace bathrooms multiple times daily. Why? Control. She couldn't control her life, her marriage, her royal role, but she could control her body. Palace staff knew. They heard her. Thin palace walls, bathrooms near staff areas. They couldn't help. What do you say to a princess? Charles knew. He was disgusted, didn't understand mental illness, saw it as weakness. He didn't help. Diana's weight dropped from 11 stone, 154 pounds at engagement to 8.5 stone, 119 pounds within months. Visibly thin. Public noticed. Tabloids praised her slim figure. Didn't know she was sick. The loneliness. Diana was alone in Kensington Palace. Physically, Charles often absent. Royal duties, hunting trips, visiting friends, visiting Camilla, Diana suspected but couldn't prove yet. Separate bedrooms from the start, little time together. Emotionally, royal family cold. Queen Elizabeth, formal, distant. Prince Philip thought Diana was too emotional, unstable. Queen Mother preferred the old ways, didn't understand Diana. No support. No one to talk to. Palace staff, kind but not friends, they worked for her. Friends, few. Hard to maintain friendships, security, protocol, jealousy. Diana in Kensington Palace, wandering the rooms alone, crying in bathrooms, throwing up after meals, desperate for Charles's attention, not getting it. The palace that should have been a dream home became a prison. The first suicide attempt. Early 1982, Diana later revealed this. Diana threw herself down a staircase at Sandringham, not Kensington, but same desperation. 3 months pregnant with William. Why? Desperate cry for help, wanted Charles to notice her suffering. Charles's response? Went horseback riding, told her she'd ruined his day. This wasn't the only attempt. Diana later revealed, cut herself with lemon slicer, cut herself with a penknife, threw herself at glass cabinet. All cries for help, all ignored or dismissed. For those of us watching from the outside, we saw nothing. We saw beautiful Diana at royal engagements, smiling, waving, perfect. We didn't know she was dying inside. June 21, 1982. Prince William Arthur Philip Louis is born. St. Mary's Hospital, Paddington. Diana's first child. Finally, something she can love unconditionally, something that loves her back. William brought back to Kensington Palace, nursery prepared, top floor of apartments 8 and 9. Diana, hands-on mother, unusual for royals. Usually nannies do everything. She bathed William, fed him, played with him. She broke royal protocol, took William on royal tours, Australia in 1983, unprecedented. For Diana, motherhood was refuge. When she was with William, she wasn't a failing wife. She wasn't a struggling princess. She was just a mother, and she was good at it. September 15th, 1984. Prince Henry Charles Albert David is born, Harry, St. Mary's Hospital. Now Diana has 2 sons, William and Harry, raised at Kensington Palace, her sanctuary in the palace. The palace apartments transformed. Formal rooms, still formal, royal duties, entertaining. Nursery wing, chaos and love, toys everywhere, children's voices, laughter. The only place Diana felt at home. But the marriage was still collapsing. Mid-1980s, Charles and Diana's marriage, dead in all but name. What the public saw, perfect royal couple, beautiful family, William and Harry, adorable, Diana, glamorous, growing into her role, charity work, royal tours, smiling for cameras. What was really happening? Charles and Camilla. Charles never stopped loving Camilla. By mid-1980s, the affair resumed. Exact timeline disputed, but by 1986, definitely ongoing. They spoke on the phone daily, sometimes multiple times. They met secretly at friends' houses, hunting lodges. Diana knew. Diana found evidence, bracelet, 2 intertwined C's Charles gave to Camilla right before the wedding. Diana found it. Phone calls, Diana overheard Charles whispering to Camilla. Diary, Charles kept secret phone numbers. Gifts, Charles gave Camilla gifts. Diana intercepted some. Diana confronted Charles. He denied, dismissed, told her she was paranoid, crazy, imagining things. Gaslighting. Diana, isolated at Kensington Palace, started to doubt herself. Am I crazy? Am I imagining this? Maybe I'm the problem. She wasn't. Charles and Camilla were carrying on an affair while Diana suffered at Kensington Palace. Diana finds her voice. Late 1980s, Diana starts fighting back. Charity work, Diana throws herself into it. HIV/AIDS awareness. 1987, Diana shakes hands with AIDS patient. No gloves. Revolutionary. Showed AIDS not transmitted by touch. Changed public perception of AIDS. Humanized victims. Landmine campaign, later 1990s, visited minefields, walked through cleared areas, famous photos, led to international landmine ban treaty. Homelessness, drug addiction, mental health. Diana visited shelters, hospitals, clinics, genuinely cared, not just photo ops. The public adored her. The People's Princess nickname emerges. She connected with ordinary people in ways royals never had. But at Kensington Palace, still alone, still bulimic, struggled with it throughout 1980s and 1990s, still trapped. Separate lives. By 1990, Charles and Diana barely speaking, living separate lives. In public, maintained facade, royal tours, official events, smile for cameras. In private, avoid each other. At Kensington Palace, separate wings as much as possible. Charles often at Highgrove, his country estate, where Camilla visited. Diana at Kensington with William and Harry. The palace, no longer pretending to be a happy home, just a place where 2 people who hate each other happen to live. 1992. Queen Elizabeth later calls it annus horribilis, horrible year. For Diana, it's the year the facade finally breaks. June 1992, Andrew Morton's book is published, titled Diana, Her True Story. What the book reveals: Diana's bulimia, first time public learned she's sick, suicide attempts, multiple, Diana wanted to die, Charles's affair with Camilla, confirmed what everyone suspected, Diana's misery, trapped in a loveless marriage, royal family's coldness, no support, didn't understand her. Source: Friends of Diana. That's what the book claims. Truth revealed after Diana's death: Diana herself was the source. She secretly cooperated with Morton via an intermediary, answered questions on tape. She wanted the world to know her suffering. Public reaction: shock, sympathy for Diana, anger at Charles. How could he treat her this way? Royal family reaction: furious. Diana broke the code. Royals don't talk to the press, don't reveal private matters. Charles felt betrayed. Queen furious too, but also starting to realize marriage is over. December 9th, 1992. Prime Minister John Major announces in Parliament the Prince and Princess of Wales are separating. Not divorcing yet, but separating, living apart officially. Diana stays at Kensington Palace. Charles moves to St. James's Palace in Highgrove. The fairy tale is officially over. December 1992. Charles and Diana officially separated. The fairy tale over, but the battle just beginning. The tabloid war. 1993 to 1995. British tabloids call it the War of the Waleses. Charles's side versus Diana's side. Leaks, counter-leaks. Briefings, counter-briefings. Both trying to win public sympathy. Charles's strategy. Authorized biography, The Prince of Wales by Jonathan Dimbleby, 1994. What it reveals? Charles admits adultery with Camilla on TV interview, only after marriage irretrievably broken down. Blames Diana, too emotional, unstable, impossible to live with. Portrays himself as a victim, trapped in marriage to the wrong woman. Public reaction to Charles: negative. Admitting adultery: disastrous. Blaming Diana: worse. Sympathy for Charles: minimal. Diana's strategy: she fights back, smartly. Diana's revenge. Diana realizes the public loves her, the press loves her. She can use this. What Diana does? 1. Cooperates with friendly journalists, off-record briefings, friends say quotes. 2. Strategic public appearances. Charity work shows her compassion. With William and Harry shows she's a good mother. Looking stunning shows Charles is a fool for cheating. 3. The revenge dress. June 29, 1994. Night Charles's adultery interview airs on TV. Diana attends Serpentine Gallery event. Wears black off-shoulder Christina Stambolian dress. Sexy, confident, stunning. Message: I'm fine, better than fine. Look what you're missing, Charles. Photos everywhere. Diana wins that round decisively. But the war escalates. For Diana, Kensington Palace during separation: lonely. William and Harry? Split time between parents. Weekends, holidays with Charles at Highgrove. School terms mostly with Diana at Kensington. When boys are gone, Diana alone in vast apartments. Still bulimic, struggled with it throughout this period. Dating occasionally, secretly, cavalry officer James Hewitt, heart surgeon Hasnat Khan. Press eventually finds out. Trying to find purpose. Charity work helps, but not enough. The palace feels empty. Diana rattling around in 20 rooms, no husband, no family except sons part-time, just her and the staff. She starts planning. She needs to tell her story, her way. November 20th, 1995. BBC Panorama program. Diana sits for interview with journalist Martin Bashir. What she says? Most famous quotes. On her marriage, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded, referring to Camilla, said calmly, devastatingly. On Charles becoming king, I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, but I don't see myself being queen of this country. Translation, Charles can be king, but I'll be more loved than he ever will be. On the monarchy, I think the British people need someone in public life to give affection. I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path, positioning herself as strong survivor. On her bulimia, you inflict it upon yourself because your self-esteem is at a low ebb and you don't think you're worthy or valuable. First time she spoke publicly about it, millions watching, suffering visible. On her future, I'll fight to the end because I believe that I have a role to fulfill and I've got 2 children to bring up. The interview airs. 23 million people in the UK watch, unprecedented audience, global coverage. Public reaction? Sympathy for Diana overwhelming. She's honest, vulnerable, human. Charles looks terrible, confirmed as an adulterer, cold husband. Royal family looks terrible, cold, unsupportive. Royal reaction? Fury. Diana crossed every line, spoke publicly about private family matters, criticized Charles, questioned his fitness to be king. Unforgivable. Queen Elizabeth decides, enough. This marriage needs to end officially. December 1995. Queen writes to Charles and Diana. Message: divorce, now. Negotiations take months. Diana's lawyers versus royal family's lawyers. Final settlement. Lump sum £17 million, approximately $23 million. Annual allowance £350,000 for office expenses. Keep Kensington Palace Apartments 8 and 9, her home. Keep jewelry, except pieces considered crown property. Lose HRH, title, Her Royal Highness, becomes Diana, Princess of Wales. Lose official royal protection, security officers. Controversial, she'll have to pay for private security. Access to children, shared custody, William and Harry. August 28, 1996, divorce finalized. 15 years of marriage, over. Diana's reaction? Mixed. Sad, marriage failed, fairy tale dead. Relieved, finally free of Charles' royal constraints. Scared, losing HRH title equals losing protection, official status. Determined, she'll build new life on her own terms. She stays at Kensington Palace, still her home, but now as private citizen, not princess. September 1996 to August 1997, the last year of Diana's life. Finally free. Finally finding who she is without Charles, without royal constraints. Charity work intensifies. Landmine campaign, January 1997. Diana visits Angola, walks through recently cleared minefield, wearing protective gear, but still dangerous. Photos of Diana in minefield, powerful, show her courage, bring global attention to landmine issue. Later visits Bosnia, August 1997, just days before death. Her work directly contributes to International Campaign to Ban Landmines, 1997 Ottawa Treaty, banning anti-personnel landmines. Nobel Peace Prize awarded to the campaign, October 1997, after Diana's death. Hospital visits, touching patients, still revolutionary, showing compassion, not fear. Fundraising. Diana has purpose again. This is what she's good at, connecting with suffering people, using her fame for good. Dating. Diana dates. For the first time in years, she's free to have a relationship. Dr. Hasnat Khan, heart surgeon, Pakistani-British. 1995 to 1997, Diana's most serious relationship post-divorce. She loved him. Friends say she wanted to marry him. He loved her, but struggled with media attention, Diana's fame. 1997, relationship ends. He can't handle the pressure of being Diana's boyfriend. Diana devastated. Summer 1997, Diana meets Dodi Fayed. Dodi Fayed, son of Mohammed Al-Fayed, Egyptian billionaire, owner of Harrods, film producer, playboy lifestyle, charming. July 1997, Mohammed Al-Fayed invites Diana and sons, William and Harry, to vacation on his yacht in the south of France. Diana accepts. Dodi joins the trip. Romance begins. July-August 1997, Diana and Dodi dating. Photographed together, yacht, beaches, Paris. Tabloids obsessed. New romance, glamorous couple. Is she in love? Sources differ. Some friends say she cared for Dodi but wasn't deeply in love. Others say she was happy, enjoying romance. Diana herself seemed happy in photos. Doesn't matter. She was happy. Finally. Kensington Palace, her sanctuary. 1996-1997. Kensington Palace is finally home. Not a prison, not a battleground. Home. Diana living there, with William and Harry when they're not at school or with Charles. Redecorating, making it truly hers, not royal formality. Planning future, charity work, maybe new relationship eventually. Feeling free. August 1997. Diana happy, healthy, bulimia mostly under control, still struggled, but better. Independent, purposeful, planning Landmine campaign expansion, planning future with sons, maybe planning future with Dodi, engagement rumors, though disputed. She's 36 years old, finally figuring out who she is, finally free of the palace prison, finally happy. And then, August 30-31, 1997, the last day. August 30, 1997, Saturday, London. Diana at Kensington Palace, packing for weekend trip to Paris with Dodi. Short trip, just a few days. She'll be back. Late afternoon, Diana leaves Kensington Palace, driven to the airport, private jet to Paris. She doesn't know she'll never see Kensington Palace again. August 30, 1997, evening, Paris. Diana and Dodi arrive, check into Ritz Hotel owned by Dodi's father. Dinner plans. Paparazzi everywhere. Diana used to it, lived with paparazzi for 16 years. But tonight, they're aggressive, chasing, surrounding car, dangerous. 11 p.m., Diana and Dodi leave Ritz. Plan, go to Dodi's apartment, Avenue des Champs-Élysées. Driver, Henri Paul, Ritz security, deputy head of security, later found to be drunk 3 times over the legal limit. Bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones, only survivor, doesn't remember the crash. Car, Mercedes S280 black sedan. Strategy to avoid paparazzi. Decoy cars sent out front entrances. Diana and Dodi leave by back entrance. Think they've escaped the paparazzi. They haven't. 11:15 p.m. The paparazzi spot them. Chase begins. Motorcycles, cars. Henri Paul speeds up, drunk, trying to lose them, driving recklessly, speeding through Paris. 12:23 a.m., August 31, 1997. Pont de la Ma Tunnel. Underground road tunnel along Seine River. The Mercedes crashes. Driver loses control, hits pillar, spins, crumples. Impact. Henri Paul, driver, killed instantly. Dodi Fayed, killed instantly. Trevor Rees-Jones, bodyguard, critically injured. Only survivor, doesn't remember the crash. Diana, critically injured. 12:25 a.m. Paparazzi arrive. Some call ambulance. Some take photographs. Diana dying in wrecked car. Paparazzi photographing her. 12:30 a.m. French emergency services arrive. Diana alive, conscious initially, reportedly asked, "Where's Dodi?" Severe internal injuries, heart damaged, major internal bleeding. French paramedics work on her at the scene, French protocol, stabilized before moving. Time passes. Critical minutes. 1:30 a.m. Ambulance finally leaves crash site, drives slowly, speed bumps, need to keep Diana stable. Hospital is 4 miles away, takes 40 minutes to get there. 2:06 a.m. Ambulance arrives at Pité-Salpêtrière Hospital. Diana taken into emergency room. French doctors operate, try to repair heart damage, try to stop internal bleeding. They can't. 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. Paris time, August 31st, 1997. Diana, Princess of Wales, pronounced dead, age 36. Cause of death? Blunt force trauma to chest, internal bleeding, heart couldn't be repaired. Contributing factors, later investigation, driver drunk, Henri Paul, blood alcohol 3 times the legal limit, also on prescription drugs, excessive speed, estimated 65 miles per hour in 30-mile-per-hour zone, paparazzi chase, caused the driver to speed, contributed to the crash, though not legally liable. Diana not wearing seatbelt, only survivor, Rees-Jones, was wearing the seatbelt. The fairy tale that started July 29, 1981, ends August 31, 1997, in a Paris tunnel, age 36, just when she was finally free, just when she was finally happy. Early morning, August 31, 1997, news spreads. British press gets word around 2 a.m. UK time. Initially, Diana injured in a car crash, then critically injured. Then, 4 a.m. UK time, Diana dead. British radio and TV break into programming, announce Diana's death. For those of us who were awake, shock, disbelief. It can't be true. Most people found out Sunday morning, woke up to the news, Diana is dead. Where were you? For everyone over 45, you remember where you were when you heard, like JFK assassination, like 9/11, generational moment. Some of us woke up to phone calls from friends or family, turned on TV to see news coverage, all channels, non-stop, read newspaper headlines, every front page, heard at church Sunday morning. Wherever you were, you remember the shock, the disbelief, the grief. Global mourning, August 31st through September 6th, 1997. The immediate reaction, shock, crying, strangers hugging in streets, people leaving work, school, flags lowered to half-mast. Kensington Palace becomes a shrine. People start bringing flowers to Kensington Palace gates, a few bouquets, then dozens, then thousands. By Tuesday, September 2, Millions of flowers covering Kensington Palace gates, covering paths, covering lawns, a sea of flowers stretching hundreds of feet. People also leave handwritten notes, "We loved you, Diana," teddy bears for William and Harry, candles, photographs of Diana, poems. The smell? Millions of flowers, overwhelming, sweet, sad. People queue for hours just to add their flowers to the pile, just to sign condolence books, just to be there. Communal grieving. Not just Britain, worldwide. Paris, Pont de l'Alma Tunnel becomes memorial, Flame Monument already there coincidentally becomes Diana Shrine. United States, mourning. Americans loved Diana. Around world, grief. Why such overwhelming grief? Diana was relatable, struggled, suffered, not perfect, compassionate, AIDS patients, landmine victims, ordinary people. She cared. Beautiful, but human, not distant. Tragic. Fairy tale failed, but she persevered. One of us, not aloof royal. She felt real. We felt we knew her. We watched her grow up from shy 19-year-old to confident 36-year-old. We watched her suffer. We watched her survive. We watched her finally find happiness. And then she was taken. The grief was real, not celebrity worship, real grief, like losing someone we knew. The royal family at Balmoral Castle, Scotland, summer residence, William and Harry there, they were with Charles when the news came. Royal family's response? Silence. No public statement beyond brief official announcement, no flag at half-mast at Buckingham Palace, protocol, flag only flies when Queen in residence, Queen at Balmoral, so no flag, but the public doesn't care about protocol. No plans for public funeral, initially wanted private family funeral. Queen doesn't return to London. Public reaction? Fury. Where is the Queen? Why isn't she in London? Why no statement? Why no flag? Don't they care? Tabloid headlines. Show us you care. Where is our Queen? Where is her flag? Public anger grows. This is unprecedented. British public criticizing the Queen, but Diana was theirs, and the royal family seems cold. Again. September 5, 1997, Queen realizes she must respond, returns to London, views flowers at Kensington Palace, addresses the nation on TV. What I say to you now as your queen and as a grandmother, I say from my heart. She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. Too little, too late for some, but the public anger subsides slightly. September 6, 1997. The funeral. September 6, 1997. Diana's funeral. Westminster Abbey. 2 billion people watch worldwide, largest TV audience at that time. The procession, Diana's coffin on gun carriage, pulled through London streets from Kensington Palace to Westminster Abbey. William and Harry walk behind the coffin, ages 15 and 12, with Charles, Prince Philip, and Diana's brother, Charles Spencer. Watching them walk? Heartbreaking. Boys who lost their mother, walking in public, millions watching. Inside Westminster Abbey, celebrities. Elton John sings A Candle in the Wind, rewritten for Diana, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Steven Spielberg, many others. Royals, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, all senior royals. Diana's family, Spencer family, Diana's mother, Frances Shandon Kidd. Politicians, Tony Blair, Prime Minister, international leaders. Earl Spencer, Diana's brother, gives eulogy. Powerful, criticizes media for hounding Diana, criticizes royal family for stripping Diana's HRH title for coldness, promises to protect William and Harry. Applause breaks out in Abbey, unprecedented at royal funeral. Applause spreads outside, crowds watching on screens. After service, Diana's coffin driven to Althorpe, Spencer family estate, buried on an island in a lake. Private burial, family only. Diana at rest. But Kensington Palace? Changed forever. After funeral, flowers at Kensington Palace slowly cleared. Took weeks. Volunteers, palace staff. Some flowers composted, some notes archived. Diana's apartments, 8 and 9, empty. William and Harry moved out, raised at Highgrove and other royal residences, rarely returned to Kensington Palace. Too many memories, too painful. Diana's rooms? Closed, not open to the public. For years they sat empty, furniture covered in sheets, gathering dust, haunted by her memory. 2000s, Kensington Palace opens to public. Early 2000s, staterooms at Kensington Palace open as tourist attraction, different parts of the palace, not Diana's apartments. Tourists can visit King's state apartments, Queen's state apartments, historical exhibits. But not Diana's private rooms. Those remain closed. 2012, William and Catherine move in. 2012, William and Catherine, Kate Middleton, marry. 2011, need London residence. Decide on Kensington Palace. Not Diana's apartments. Different apartments, smaller, different wing. William couldn't live in his mother's rooms. Too painful. Renovations? $4.5 million spent updating apartments for William and Catherine. Modern, contemporary, not haunted by past. 2013, Prince George born. 2015, Princess Charlotte born. 2018, Prince Louis born. William and Catherine raised their children at Kensington Palace. Diana's grandchildren, growing up in the palace where she lived, but in different rooms. 2017, 20th anniversary of Diana's death. August 31st, 2017. 20 years since Diana died. Commemorations. White garden created at Kensington Palace. Memorial garden filled with white flowers, Diana's favorite, open to public. William and Harry plant flowers. Diana exhibitions. Diana's dresses displayed, Kensington Palace staterooms. Her life and work celebrated. William and Harry give interviews. Talk about mother for the first time publicly, BBC documentary. Share memories. Reveal lasting impact of her death. Public still cares. 20 years later, still flowers left at Kensington Palace gates. Still remembered. Still loved. 2024 Kensington Palace. Today, Kensington Palace now. Active royal residence. William, Catherine, and children live there. Working palace. Offices, staff. Tourist attraction. Staterooms open to the public. Victoria Revealed exhibition. Diana, Her Fashion Story exhibition. Rotating. Gardens open. Memorial site. People still leave flowers occasionally. Diana's memory everywhere. Diana's actual apartments, finally open to limited public access. Some rooms, guided tours only. You can see where she lived, where she raised William and Harry, the rooms where she suffered, the rooms where she found joy, But it's not the same. Redecorated, repurposed. The spirit of Diana, gone. Only memory remains. For those of us who watched Diana's story unfold, this wasn't just celebrity death. This was personal. Number 1, the princess who understood us. Diana was different from other royals. She hugged people, not just handshakes, cried in public, showed emotion, admitted struggles, bulimia, mental health, broke protocol, took William and Harry to McDonald's, theme parks, normal kid stuff, connected, looked people in the eyes, really listened. She made royalty human. After Diana, royals tried to follow her example. William, Harry, even Charles and Catherine, but no one had her gift. Her empathy was unique. Number 2, her future work. Diana at 37 was just beginning. Landmine campaign just started. Treaty signed months after her death. She didn't see it. HIV/AIDS advocacy would have continued. Mental health, she would have spoken more about her struggles, helped others. Diana today, 2024, would be 63. Imagine her continued charity work, her voice on mental health, her influence on William and Harry, alive to guide them, her grandchildren. She'd be grandmother to George, Charlotte, Louis, Harry's children. All lost. Number 3, William and Harry's mother. William was 15, Harry was 12. They lost their mother. Critical years, adolescence, young adulthood, milestones Diana missed. William's graduation, military service, Harry's military service, William's wedding to Catherine, 2011, Harry's wedding to Meghan, 2018, her grandchildren being born. Harry later said, "I'd like to think she'd be proud of the person I've become." We know she would be, but she's not here to tell him. 4. The fairy tale we believed in. July 29, 1981. We believed in fairy tales that day. Beautiful princess, handsome prince, happy ending. Diana's death taught us fairy tales aren't real, not even for princesses. Suffering is real. Loneliness is real. Gilded cages are still cages. We lost our innocence, the belief that beauty, wealth, fame equals happiness. Diana proved they don't. 5. The way we grieve together. September 1997. The flowers at Kensington Palace, strangers crying together, collective mourning. That was new. That level of public grief for non-royal, that outpouring. Diana changed how we mourn. Public memorials, flowers at crash sites, online tributes, all became normal after Diana. She changed us, even in death. What does Diana's story teach us? Lesson 1. Appearances deceive. What we saw, 1981 to 1992, perfect princess, beautiful life, fairy tale. What was real? Suffering, bulimia, loneliness, loveless marriage. The palace looked beautiful. Diana looked beautiful. Behind closed doors, she was dying inside. Lesson: don't assume anyone's life is perfect based on appearances. Everyone struggles, even princesses. Lesson 2. Gilded cages are still cages. Kensington Palace, should have been dream, became prison. Why? Diana had wealth, fame, beautiful home, privilege. Diana didn't have love, support, freedom, choice. Material comfort doesn't equal happiness. Diana proved this. Lesson 3. She almost made it. This is what makes Diana's death tragic. 1996 to 1997, Diana finally free, finally happy, finally figuring out who she is, finally doing meaningful work, finally moving on. August 31st, 1997, gone. Age 36, just when life was getting good. She almost made it. That's the tragedy. Lesson 4. Her legacy endures. Diana changed how royals behave. More accessible, more emotional, more human. William and Catherine followed Diana's example, not Charles's stiff formality. How we view AIDS. Diana's handshakes with AIDS patients, 1987 to 1997, changed public perception, reduced stigma. Landmine Treaty. Signed 1997, months after her death. Diana's advocacy, crucial, saved countless lives. Mental health awareness. Diana spoke about bulimia, depression, reduced stigma. William and Harry continue her work, mental health advocacy. Charitable giving. Diana's hands-on approach inspired millions to give, volunteer.